¿Qué pasó? ¿Cómo estás? How is everyone? Soul fam? My spiritual beings? Man, I'm at this beautiful place called Victor Falls. All types of waterfalls. It's like, you wouldn't even know this place was here. I never knew it was here. I was in Bonnie Lake for like a year, 2 years. And then a friend brought me here and showed me it. Check that out. Woo! That's some scary shit. You know, at least once a year, someone gets too close to the side right here, kind of like I am, takes a tumble, gets sent back home. You know what I mean. Thy will be done though. So I never committed to that dopamine fast. So as far as I'm concerned, thy will is weak. But it's okay. I accept that. I accept it, and I realize I need work on that. And I'll just take baby steps. You know, I mentioned in the video before that, and maybe you have the same experience, we tend to like want to create this change in our life, right? And we have up all these great ideas, and they all feel good, and they all have good intentions, and we mean well. But we stack it too high, right? Too many things, and we don't commit because it's just overwhelming. And I think that's what I experienced, because the day that I made the video and said I was gonna commit to it, it was like fucking seat of my pants, and it just felt good. And I was confident going into it, and my intentions were to just wake up that following morning and just head out the house and head here and just spend the day here. And then I looked outside and it was a shitty day out. Well, not a shitty day, but you know, it was rainy and cloudy, and you know, excuses, right? Everybody has them, along with their assholes, and they fucking stink, and they get us nowhere. But be aware of the excuses you make for yourself, because I'm becoming aware. But I'm out in this divine business out here. How about that? That's beautiful, right? What about over here? Yay! But yeah, you know, it's important that like we just become aware of the bullshit we tell ourselves and not following through on it, and just ask, how could I do better next time? And the answer that I got is like, quit trying to do so much at once. Take baby steps and you will get there. You know? If anybody wants a healing where they just remove all of their vices in one day, in a split second, I would seek Christ and ask for a divine intervention, because that's pretty much what you need. I pray for it every day, or at least I should. On most days I do. But life's all about just experience, right? And depending on the experiences that we have is dependent on how you perceive them. And if you constantly say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, and then you get down on yourself, so not only are you right back where you started, you're actually a little bit behind, because then you added the guilt and the shame for not following through. And I guess if that motivates you to do better next time, then it's cool. But if not, and you just hold on to that shame and like, I'm weak, I'm not good enough, I can never fulfill anything, or I can never follow through. Your words, be impeccable with your word. And now I'm working on that. I really am. You know? Just baby steps. Say, you know, I'm gonna do better than I did yesterday. However that unfolds, thy will be done. But I have no expectations. I just know what's in my mind's eye, what I see, what I want to accomplish, what I want to achieve. And I don't mean I. Well, I guess I do mean I. But let's take the self out of it, right? Because I have to realize that in order to achieve the greatness that I want to achieve, I got to take me out the equation. I'm not doing it for me. Because honestly, I think of, you know, the material aspects of things. And then I ask myself, is that truly going to make me happy? Let's just say I create all this success and I have all this wealth and everything that I desire. Am I going to be happy? Just with the material? No, I'm not. So the material don't even matter to me. Like, don't get me wrong. It's important for me to have stability in my life and structure and like a good foundation, because that gives you the space to create, be creative. Because when you don't have any stability in your life and you're always wondering, you know, where you're gonna lay your head the next day, or where you're gonna eat, or any of that, any of your basic needs, you can't create unless it's that you're creating. It's not like you could say, oh, fuck all that. I don't have a home. I don't have nowhere to eat. I don't have this, but I'm gonna change the world. No, you're not. Change the world. Change yourself. That's what I need to do. And that's what I'm working on. Changing myself. And not gonna allow anybody's opinions, judgments, and expectations of who they think I am or should be get in my way, because I do. And I have in the past, and it doesn't serve me. And I have to ask, like, who is this individual that I really even give a fuck about that has this opinion? You know? Because just be mindful of the stories that you create for other individuals. People are creating them same stories for you and expect you to live up to them. And if you're naive and you have no self-worth, your greatest goal is to live up to that person's expectations. What, to get validated? And then the moment that you do something that, you know, they don't like, then you lost it. And it was never even real in the beginning. And I've experienced this countless times in my life. So let people create them stories for yourself. Matter of fact, don't even tell them anything about yourself, you know? Let the actions, let the way you carry yourself tell the story. Words are just words, right? But action is king. You know, it really is. And every day I want to work on having my words match my actions, because a lot of us don't do that. And that's important, not for anybody else, but for ourselves. Because the more that you tell yourself you're going to do this and you're going to do that and you don't follow through, you're pretty much strengthening that neural pathway of willpower, and saying, wow, I don't have the will to do this. I'm weak. I am this. I am that. And I'm not saying that in the literal sense, but I'm just saying it as an example. Because like I said, be impeccable with our words. Everything that we say is being heard by the witness. And that is I, the witness. And that witness stores that information for later use, especially if it's repeatedly, time and time again. I'm going to leave this video with this last thing. And that is, whatever you're lacking in your life that you think is missing is already within you. And the only thing that you actually lack is an imagination, because it's the imagination that helps you create. And if you focus your attention, your awareness, and your thoughts, and your imagination on what it is you want to create, who you want to be. I mean, when you picture yourself out there, you picture yourself as the individual that you want to be. Not who I am becoming, but who I want to be. In my mind's eye, I see the vision of my true self. And that's the vision that I want to keep in my mind's eye. And I want to daydream about whenever I have the time. And then it's these daydreams that give us the inspiration and the drive to follow through. Even if it's just little. You know? And if you don't think that your life can change in the snap of a fingers, then it won't. I challenge everybody to start believing in the magic of this universe. Believing in the capabilities of our Mother Father and the potential that they have to just completely transform our lives. But first, it's not what we do that's going to make that happen, but what we believe. We could do everything in our power to try to create our greatest version, but if we don't believe it and we don't think it's possible, it will never happen. So it's not your thoughts that are creating this, it's your belief. And if you believe in it and you imagine it and you feel good while daydreaming this stuff up, it will eventually come to fruition. So just remember, it's not what you do, but what you believe. And if you believe it, you will do it. So the belief turns into action, and the action turns into manifestation. And it's a slow grind sometimes, you know, because anybody that ever got handed something, it didn't last in their lives, and it didn't make them happy. But God gave it to them to make them realize that. When I mean God, I mean Father, Mother, our divine creators. They're like, oh, he thinks this is going to satisfy him. Here you go. Don't worry, I'll wait. Not knowing our only satisfaction is within the love of our Creator. You want to strengthen that love for our Creator like you love to breathe. And until you want that love and that friendship and that relationship with your Creator as much as you want to breathe, then your life will change in the direction you want it to. And you will find fulfillment. You will guarantee to find fulfillment if your only desire is to get closer to God, to your mother, father. Sorry, God's a bad program. That's a shitty way of explaining the all. But if that's what you resonate with and that's what your conditioning is God, then that's cool. You know, I'm doing my best to, reconfigure and reprogram that word God. And it's all. It's mother, father. So work on, instead of saying, I want to become the greatest motivational speaker of my time, say, I want to strengthen my relationship with my mother, father, creator like no one has ever before in this realm. It doesn't matter. If they feel this, if the all feels that sincerity within your heart and they see you taking the actions to do that, it's gonna meet you halfway every time, if not even further. So instead of focusing on, goals for yourself, like, oh, I want this so I could have this and I could show this and be this and portray this. Because that's all you're doing is portraying it. You're not that. You're portraying that. You're portraying this character that we were conditioned to believe that we are. And it really fucks up the relationship we have with God. If you remove this body and you remove this mind, what's left? That's who you are. And if you could just become the witness, which is, it takes time. It takes becoming aware of every time you have a fearful thought or a thought that's not in alignment with your path, and you're aware of that and you unconfirm it and say, that's not how God sees me. That's not how my mother, father see me. And you disidentify what's going on up here, unless it's something that you put in here and you want to live out, you want to see to come fruition, then it ain't true. So be mindful of your intuitive guidance through spirit, and be mindful of just the program that keeps showing up. You'll know the difference eventually. But I don't know. One more time. One time for the fun time. One time for the fun time. How beautiful is this? This is where you should be spending your time. This is where our mother, father reside. This is their place of residence in nature. This is their home. And if you're looking to strengthen that bond and that connection, get out in nature. Get near water. Water is life. Breath is life. Ain't nothing like that. But more important, ain't nothing like loving yourself and waking up every day excited to take on the day. And that takes time. Because sometimes we wake up thinking shit ain't going for us and you don't see a change in sight, and it's just going to be the same reoccurring cycle, same reoccurring day that you lived yesterday. It will be. But today is a new day. Today is a new day to experience a new experience. And I am open to that experience. And I just ask that it's fulfilling, joyful, loving, compassionate, whatever. As long as you just take the self out of it. Because just remember, nature, right? In order to be great, in order to find your alignment, to find your purpose, you have to fall in line with nature. And what is nature? Nature is in service to everything around it. Everything. And that's how you find your true path. Is falling in line with nature. I don't know, but I tell you what, every day I'm just gonna keep on doing better. And that's all I could say. Then again, subscribe, share, love yourself.